On a scale from 1 to 10 in the crazy scale, I probably rate this week as a 4. Actually, no, 5. I think this is moderately crazy because we have got 0 paragons in this week's Elite Blastapopoulos, which has been a thing in the past, but I don't know if it's ever happened on Blastapopoulos. We do have, half the HP to work with, but with no paragons, we're kind of going back in time. The early days of bossing when there were only 2 paragons allowed, and sometimes the strategy didn't even involve a paragon. This week is Elite tiers, and so we're gonna once again try to get an okay score. I don't know if using 1 tier is worth it, so I will try to skip that if possible and jump straight to a farm. Anyway, I'm gonna assume that by the time you're watching this, the boss event is already over, and for that, I will have to say sorry, couldn't get it out in time. So you can't use this as a guide or anything, but I think up until recently, that's always been the case for my boss videos. Always because of the time it takes to either edit or get a good strategy. I can't always get it within the 5-day window that the boss is open, not to mention times where I may not be available for certain weeks. I've been trying hard recently to get them out before the event ends recently because I figured it overall might help a couple people, or 3, or 4. But sometimes that's not possible, including this week, so don't expect that to continue being the case every week going forward. I don't usually share a lot about myself, but I'm in the midst of getting a big move on, so that's probably going to take up a good amount of time in the coming month or 2. So just a, I guess, warning sign if you do see me with that Internet Explorer upload speed for boss events, or I guess other videos too. As much as it sucks, I am gonna have to tank all of this round. Probably should get some more defense now. Anyway, enough bleeding lives. Let's get double gun and stop leaking once and for all. I know I brought a hero, but I don't think it's worth the 1 tier. Even though we are gonna spend dozens and dozens of tiers. And because paragons are banned yet, this makes, like, least tiers even more tricky because paragons are almost always the most efficient. But now we kind of have to get a mumbo jumbo of stuff. Alternatively, the paragon that is not officially paragon but feels like a paragon is still there. Talking about VTSG, but I'm actually not going to use it. I don't think that's what the top scores use. Not that this will be a top score though, I'm in a crunch for time, but I will try my best here. You can also really feel the lack of starting cash. They do the normal 650 here, and because of that, we only get a bank around 23. That's terrible. Bad news, Alchemist cannot get all the leads here because I can't get Bloon Trap yet, so I'm actually have to give an AMD. Don't worry, this will still be useful for Perma Brew later. Every tower I'm getting right now, I'm having the late game into consideration. So this can be turned into Bloon Trap money. And also as Temple Sacrifice fodder, even though I said I'm not doing BTSG, I'm still gonna do a Temple adjacent strategy. God damn, is this early game awkward. Still 1 round from cash out. I'm gonna have to do a Spike Factory for camos this round. As I said, we're gonna have to call in the Avengers of non-Paragons in BT6, so this could be a Super Mines later. Let's do an IMF alone, because 1 tier isn't much. Still can't do Bloon Trap though, gotta wait 2-3 more rounds. So painful not having Bloon Trap. You're just forced to leak all of this stuff here. No worries, we only need 1 life. But this round is gonna overwhelm us. Maybe I should have got Sada as a hero. Anyway, I'm gonna have to do a Murmucky this round. You can forget all about these pinks this round. Bloon Trap is a must. Hopefully I found a Bloon Trap position that also can catch balloons coming in. Perfect, this is a good spot. I think I'm dead to camos though. Not to worry, we got it under control though now with the IMF. It's just, I'm incredibly poor. I don't think I'll have enough income to get what I want for a tier 1 defense to the point where I might have to delay it a good amount. Thankfully, full this round, but I can't really do much until I cash out again, so wait 2 more rounds. Thankfully, since it's not tier 3, 4, 5, the half HP kind of helps us for the time being. I'm gonna use this excess cash now to go for, I'll say, a heli pilot. It'll put it very far away. There's enough for that. Take out a loan to deposit back to full. And hopefully if Blastapopoulos doesn't move too fast, we can go for a Special Operations Marine. You've seen this before. But if not, just know that it's good for bosses because it makes a lot of money and it can defend tier 1. And the lack of range because Blastapopoulos is in is really killing me. I can't put the trap in the god spot anymore, so I kind of have to let a lot of money go to waste. How sad. I also gotta be careful for when the trap explodes. I have to load the balloons back so they can still get into the trap. There we go. Okay, full again. Collect. Collect. Oh, I'm still not there. That sucks. I think 1 or 2 more rounds of income and then Marine is there. Not my best work, but that's what happens when you're not using any guides. Now we can do it. There's the special operations. Should be enough for 20,000 damage. This will mean that for the duration it's on, though, Marine is going to steal pops away from the balloon trap no matter what. But wait. Ooh. I like this, what I'm doing. Let the Marine focus on it, as well as the heli pilot itself. And so, nothing's going to damage these ceramics. This will work for as long as the Blastapopoulos is down here. The stall will die eventually, though, but for the time being, we are squeezing in a good amount of work. And looks like we got 3/8 of the way before round 47 started. Not bad, not bad. And just like that, run salvaged. Or is it? Because there's still one issue in that I don't have any top path farms. I'm trying to really skimp on income here. As usual, not even the stuff like Monkey City. I'm working from really far behind right now. But with the power stalling, we beat Blastapopoulos on round 48. Not bad, not bad. Now, we gotta use the power of downdraft to squeeze out as much of the income from this as possible. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of that for 49. A couple of regrows, so I'll create a mini little regrow rainbow farm until the timer starts ticking up, and then we can't make any more money. So just watch the penalty timer. There we go. It's going up, 153, 154, so we just drop Marine, sell it now that the round's over, and continue on. Next step, by the way, triple XL trap. Attaboy. And I might be pushing it a little bit here, but I would love to see if I could go for the temple now. It's a lot of money, and I don't know if these two can make that much, but it would be nice. Part of me feels like I'll need one more income generator, though, because this feels kind of slow, to be honest with ya. I'd say if I don't have at least $70,000 by tier 2, I'm gonna restart, because this is not it. The more I look at this, the more I feel like I need Monkey City at the bare minimum. This is not even close. Yeah, T-1 round, 40k. What do you say? Spend 5 tiers to make a lot more money going forward? I'd say so. So with that, let's reset our journey. Instead of going for Chinook immediately, we do Monkey City, because that is better. And then we'll probably just afford Marine a round or 2 later. Not a big deal. And yeah, not just a round or 2 later, but many, many rounds or 2 later. Let's hope I still have enough track length for all this. Jeez. 7 lives left too. Yep, great news. Stalling is still very, very, very much possible. Even with getting Blastapopoulos late. And I trust in the Marine enough that I think this will do it. We got Marine 3 rounds later, yet only beat it 1 round later thanks to the epic stall of the Rigger Rainbows. I'd say we're in a much better spot than before. In fact, yeah. I think I'm 2 rounds closer to Big Trap while having an extra Monkey City down. Huge. Yeah, this is pretty insane. Big Trap on 51. I think we'll have enough for Sun Temple by tier 2. And now look at that. Plus 30k from last time and not in debt. And this thing. 10k in the bank. The great thing about the Big Trap is that it also costs exactly $50,000, aka the amount that I need for a max support sack. So I don't need any further support sacrifice, although I do need to move more towers away so that these guys don't get sacrificed, because I want to turn this obviously into probably an Ultra Boost later. Anyway, shouldn't take too many more rounds, so we can do the same thing as tier 2. Maybe get a mat to finish off this tier. Another thing, Blastapopoulos reducing range actually helps us in this one situation, because that means I can put this closer to the Monkey City. Because right now, as it stands, I might have to buy a couple of range upgrades, which is not ideal. Anyway, let me just collect the 8k from that now and blast off. Perfect. In range of Monkey City, so we'll get the end of round cash too. Oh, Chemo regrows also. Probably should move that back in range. But now that we got the 20% discount, we can finally buy things for the end game. And for very cheap at that, so $6,000 per round. Should get a mad, like, in no time. Pretty sure 6k per round is enough to sustain me for the rest of the game. I mean, without paragons, you're not going to have to spend too much, especially not with not getting VTSG. Anyway, another loan, and there is mad. See if I want to cross-path with focus firing. Most likely, the answer is yes, but the thing is, since I have Chinook, I can always just keep moving the mad ability, or the mad 2, on top of Blast. Obviously, one issue though is that the tempo range is not infinite, so there will be spots where we don't get the extra attack speed, which is probably important to have. For now though, we can probably just buy that kind of stuff like at tier 5. Tier 2, 3, 4 should be easy. Easy enough that I think we could probably go for Ultra Boost now. That's obviously a no-brainer, because I probably plan to get like 5 towers including the mad, so that's a lot of extra attack speed I could get just from 6 tiers spent. I did this last week as well, but let's also create a Rigor form whenever possible so that we can get 10 Ultra Boost stacks in a single round, so that will speed up the process. In exchange for a big fat penalty, but that's no big deal. Zero stalling went pretty well. We stalled 76, a bit of 78, and 79, for a total of now 10 stacks on the big 3, Legend and Super Mines, and Mad, and Flying Fortress as well. Let's build one at a time though, so Legend of the Night first, but honestly for tier 3, Mad should probably do most of the 850 here. Wasn't intentional, but we also got a little bit of a stall going on around 83, so we'll probably finish off Blast this round. Yep, especially so now that I got Legend of the Night. Let's get it. And GG. So this Alchemist here is also for Promo Brew. I'm pretty sure it's worth it. 3 tiers for a decent amount of buffs on everything. I probably didn't need to stall all the 70s, by the way, because I already have all 40 stacks on these towers, but I'm gonna use the extra stacks on the village. They did nerf the amount of range that Ultra Boost stacks get on villages, but it's still worth doing. This will allow us to be able to Chinook towers maybe slightly further away, like for tier 5, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna need a lot of towers on the left side, so any extra ground this thing can cover is a good thing. Next up here is not a damage tower, but I need a homeland, obviously. You want to strike enough balance between having enough support towers and DPS towers, so I'd say a 4-to-3 ratio. Actually, it's 4-to-4 if you include the temple. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Honestly, with 10 stacks, this village range is pretty good, but don't forget, Blast will get rid of a good amount of that. By the way, my rough goal right now, in terms of the amount of tiers I want to spend, is below 88, because apparently there's a big cluster of 88 scores due to guides that actually use the VTSG. So if possible, I'd love to show that you could do lower than that without the VTSG. That'd be ideal. As you see, though, we're kind of cutting it way too close. So we're already at 75, and I still don't have my Flying Fortress, so I think I'm only allowed 2 more full tier towers. That's it. If it doesn't work, then we're kind of screwed. I mean, the progress looks good in tier 3. But that doesn't really mean shit when you've got 5 times the HP tier 5. So you might also notice this Mermonkey here was supposed to be a Lord of the Abyss, but again, I don't think I actually have the tiers to spare for that. Like 40% extra damage on your Super Mines is nice, but there might be better ways to spend tiers to get more overall DPS. Hell, maybe we don't even need the Flying Fortress at all. Decisions. I've got to pick wisely. I think for starters, we'll do the Flying Fortress, okay? I think 105 gets 33% more attack speed, so that puts us at 81. Which does mean, yes, one more tier 5 tower would be 87. Do I want to cut it that close? I think I'll play it by ear. See how 120 does with this first, and depending on how close we are, we'll see how much more we gotta add. So here we are, about 17 million HP, with no paragons, no VTSG. Can we do it? Well, let's find out. Homeland now, and let's see. With a reduced range, thankfully, they still all get the village buff. Awesome. Blow up the mad ability, and progress is pretty good, but you don't have the mad ability forever. That's the kicker. With the Ultra Boost, you can Ultra Boost about 2 things at once, so I'll alternate between Legend Knight and Mad. I think those two are the strongest. 3rd place, Super Mines. 4th place, probably the ISAB plane. I'll do Wing Monkey, so more of it hit. I think if we added the Lord of the Abyss, then Super Mines would definitely have a say in being in the top 2. But for now, it's top 3, and it's not 1 or 2. First skull now. Let's wait until the rocks disappear. Because if I use Homeland now, my Mad will just get cock-blocked, so I have to wait for it to be gone entirely. That's really annoying. Technically, it's the only tower that gets blocked by line of sight. Whatever, I can't wait too long. Let's just do it now. With Ultra Boost. Either the rocks are gone, or this avoided most of it. So we good. We gotta move this now. Super Mines has gotta go, I guess, here. I guess merit to not doing Super Mines is the fact, or buffing this guy, is that it will never get full, like, spike hitting on Blast on this map. It's always gonna have some spikes missing down here. And when we shouldn't get down here, where the village might not reach. 2nd skull now. Progress, I feel like it's, like, just enough. If not missing a little bit. Legend Knight is also going to be out of range soon. Oh, no. It's out of range completely. End me. Okay, not anymore. It was just because every single skull that gets hit, it'll throw a rock at it, it being the most expensive tower. So that tower suffers the consequence of being the most expensive. Super Mines, I can only put it over here in the bottom. That's so bad. So bad. Now Legend Knight doesn't hit anymore. Can I put it any closer? Like here? Wait, why does this not have... Wait a minute, this thing doesn't have Perma-Brute. What the hell am I doing? I swear I Perma-Brute everything, but apparently I was missing something. Well, this run is pretty cheek so far. It's really cheeks, yet it's barely behind pace because, you know, halfway is when it hits Temple, and seems like we'll probably hit halfway just after that. Again, while also being incredibly crippled. Let's move the Legend up here so that there's room to Chinook Super Mines. This is the god spot right here, officer. Come on, Ultra Boost now. Homeland, and this Mad ability should officially get us to the halfway mark. That's quite a bit far past halfway, yeah. We gotta add one more upgrade, I think. Man, that sucks. Let's not give up yet, though. This will probably come down to the last skull if we do end up beating it. Or, like, the last second. Giving the big 4 here my moral support. Come on. This will be the last max heat ever, so we don't have to worry about everything being on full cooldown now, but resetting everything sucks. We're gonna lose so much here. On the bright side, this last lane, we can fully focus, I think, Super Mines to have every spike land on Blast like that. So that is the one silver lining. You know what? Also, I'm just gonna Ultra Boost the Mad at this point. It might be the best when you combo it with the Mad ability every time. So screw alternating, I guess. Last goal now. Oh wait, no, we can do it. We can do it. Screw restarting or adding more. If I need to add more or redo it, just perma the thing earlier, because that was my issue the entire time. Okay, so I can move Mad also between the rocks here. Also, I can move Super Mines here, but it's now out of range of Temple and the village, but nothing I can do about that. Just gotta keep both in the range as possible. One more ability should hopefully give us the last 1 million. Come on. Come on. Mad ability 2. This is it. For all the marbles. We got this. 500, 400. Yup. Paragon-less Blastapopoulos has been done, folks. And true paragon-less at that. Obviously, this score can be easily be better just by not getting the Mermonkey, because again, I prepped well in advance, only to not need it. Probably should have beaten round 36 some other way, but that's okay. Pop counts sadly aren't accurate because Flying Fortresses steals all the balloon insides. I can assure you it was 4th out of 4th though. Otherwise, the one with the 3rd most pops is likely the one that did the best. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, and also, quick check on the leaderboard. It's quite early, so this 8th place will fall quite a bit by the end, but probably still good enough for a top 50. So, If you made it this far, consider subscribing. You can't resist pressing subscribe when the subscribe button lights up in the YouTube app. At least it should. Subscribe. Okay, that's it. See ya.